What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Infinite Gains back again with another GME and AMC update. So yeah, I mean, I really wasn't gonna make this video, but I kind of got bored. I was like, you know what, whatever, I'll just make a little update video. Yeah, I mean, same old stuff from my previous video. I mean, nothing's really changed. You're trading in this channel here that we can see. Here, I mean, it's real simple. This is on the 4 hour, so you do have a high volume node right here at this like $25 level. So you're probably gonna see that's like what you want to see is you want to come up and test this high volume node, which is that you're gonna break above this channel. You're gonna break above your 50 SMA. Then you're gonna break this point of control, and then once you break that, we should go ahead and test this $30 range, which is the midpoint of your current channel. And that's what you want to see broken, right? Because you're just breaking all these key levels. Volume can come back in, and then price action can start skyrocketing from there. But I mean, that's literally like short term. It's just like, I know it's real boring stuff, but like we're just literally just trading in this freaking channel. And another thing that I was kind of looking at was another interpretation of this triangle. I mean, you know, I've been seeing pretty much everybody, I mean, draw this simple triangle. I mean, you take the top here, which was our absolute peak here in trading hours, not in extended hours. And then you have, you have a touch point here, a touch point there, and a touch point there. And it's like, boom, simple little triangle. And yeah, it's valid. It makes absolute sense to draw it that way. But then I was kind of going over here and like kind of trying to interpret it another way, because you broke out of this like 3-month long triangle and nothing happened. I mean, literally nothing happened. Like, you just broke out of the triangle and just like, nope, nothing happened. Like no retest, like no comeback and retest. Like literally nothing happened. And so I don't know. I was just kind of looking. I was like, maybe we could just like interpret it in another way. So like, if we remove this real crazy price action, we have. So you draw your trend line at the gap. And then you have 2 touches here, which makes sense. And then you start seeing a bounce here. And then you have your other touch point there. And then like you're able to kind of extend the triangle out a bit more to where it kind of makes sense, because you're getting this just low volume chop like right into the apex of the triangle. But I mean, either way, you're still trading in the same channel. And you want to break out of the channel. Like it doesn't really matter our interpretation of the triangle. It's still the same shit. Is that you literally just need to break out of the triangle, break the 50 SMA, which is at your POC, and then break $30. And it's the same. It doesn't really matter how we interpret the triangle. I was just kind of curious. I was like, you know what? We have this just like low volume chop here. What's really going on, because it makes perfect sense on when we look at AMC, because I'm on the wrong chart. But yeah, I mean, it makes perfect sense when we look at AMC, because that's why you're seeing this low volume pinning of AMC at $5. 1, because they don't want it to get above the 200 SMA, but 2, because you are trading in a pennant and you're nearing the apex, so you get this very large moves right in the beginning of the pennant, and then you can see that these moves start getting smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller, and then you see volume decreasing the entire time as you're approaching the apex of the pennant, which is what you would actually expect to see. So yeah, like we're in the boring part of the pennant structure. Yeah, it's boring as hell. I mean, I understand, but that is kind of what you would expect to see, because price action is coiling up, and then really you want to see a surge, you want to see an entry of new volume, and then you want to see a volume break out of the pennant, so you get volume confirmation that the pennant's legit. You have a legit bullish breakout. But I mean, you can see that on the 4 hour, we're trading at the point of control, literally at $5. So this $5 is an important zone, and it's like we can start moving higher. Your value area high is at 591, which is close to this midline, right? It's this midline that we've been talking about. It's a midline of our channel. So you want to see a break. So we have this like coiling up a price action, and you want to see a break now. So you're moving away from your point of control. You're breaking through your 200, 20, and 50 daily SMA, extremely bullish. And then you just want to see a breakout of the pennant and then test this midline here. And then we'll kind of reevaluate there. But so yeah, I mean, it's the same shit. It's the same shit that I went over in my last video, but yeah, AMC. So what is this midline? This is AMC's channels, and this midline is also your head and shoulders. Your head at the midline of your head and shoulder structure. And that's why you need to break that $6 mark, and then we can head up higher. So we're looking at macro targets. This is kind of what I wanted to go over more, because nothing had really changed with the micro stuff. I mean, we're just trading in a range. It's boring as hell. I understand, but nothing had really changed from my last video. So I kind of wanted to just go over macro targets and stuff to kind of get you ready. So like, what could we expect? So if we pull up our weekly SMAs, so I think you have multiple levels here that we can just quickly identify that I think that are just kind of no-brainer price targets. And I just want to keep this simple. I'm not going to go over crazy price targets or anything like that. I'm just going to keep it real simple. So we have AMC's downtrend, this 3-year long downtrend here, and that's sitting at around $20. So your initial price target could be this downtrend at $20. Your next PT could be at the gap fill here, which is sitting at like $44. So that could be another price target. And then your next price target could be at $70, which is at this 200 weekly SMA. So we have 3 just like quickly identifiable price targets, which kind of makes sense to me that you kind of have to hit these targets to complete AMC's structure, because you had this 3-year long distribution, yes, but you dropped through all these levels very, very quickly. So this was a very quick, violent drop. A lot of people got screwed. But you kind of have to hit these levels to complete AMC's structure if you get this move to the upside. Like if you move to $20, like you might as well gap fill. Like you kind of have to complete structure, and you might as well test the weekly 200. I can almost guarantee that's going to happen if you break the $20 level, that you're just going to do it, because it just makes sense structure wise that it's like you're breaking $20, you have this volume, you have the momentum, like they're going to do it. They're going to do it, or else the chart is just going to look weird as fuck. So they pretty much, I mean, PT1 $20, PT2 gap fill, PT3 200 weekly SMA. Now could it go higher than that? Absolutely, but I don't want to. I'm just doing like real kind of humble price targets that you can build a trading plan from, because that's what you need to do now. Like, make a trading plan now, write it on a piece of paper, put it on your desk, and abide by it, man. Don't second guess yourself. Don't get greedy. Don't think like, holy shit, it's ripping. I'm gonna wait to sell higher. I'm gonna wait. No, because you're gonna get screwed, and that's why some of y'all were back holding for 3 years. You were back holding because you were greedy as fuck. You were trying to hold for higher. Like, just create a trading plan. Can it go higher? Absolutely. So maybe allocate a percent of your portfolio to holding for those really crazy high price targets. But make a trading plan for and let's make a simple one right now. I'm just gonna give you an example. Let's say that I have 100 shares. So let's say I have a portfolio with 100 shares in it. And so I could create a trading plan with these price targets. This is not financial advice at all. This is just a hypothetical scenario. But let's say PT1 at $20. Okay, I have 100 shares. PT1 hits $20. Okay, let me offload, let's say 50% of my portfolio. Okay, I've secured my money back. I've made some money, and I'm happy. But I have 50 shares left. Okay, PT2 hits at the gap fill at $44. All right, PT2. Let's say I'll offload another 25 shares. Boom, I just made more money. Okay, PT3 hits $70. Okay, boom, I offload my last 25 shares at my PT3 at $70. So I've made all my money back. I made a ton of money. I'm happy. And I didn't get rinsed. I'm not bag holding. And even if the price hit $20 and just completely reversed, went to zero, nuked, I made all my money back and I made some. So I'm happy. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, you need a systematic way of selling, and don't bullshit it. Like, write it on a piece of paper and put it on your desk, and don't get greedy. Like, don't try to sell everything at one time, because you'll get screwed and you'll end up bag holding for like another 3 years. So like, have a trading plan for real. But I'm gonna show you some other channels too. So these are AMC's other channels, would actually kind of line up with the channels that we were creating. But yep, so these are AMC's channels. You can see here it nailed the first run up almost perfectly there. But so these are AMC's channels. So I mean, this actually lines up with the weekly 200 here at around $64. So that's this channel here, which you actually saw. You come down and you gap below it, boom, and you started right at the next channel, gapped all the way down, just dumped all the way down. So yeah, these are AMC's channels, so you can create price targets with them. That I kind of just went over, and you kind of can look at some like correlation between them, kind of like this. But yeah, these are AMC's macro channels. But I mean, it kind of just depends like where we're at, like when price starts running up, and like where you could top out. And it's possible like in 2021 you kind of overran your 200 a little bit, your weekly 200. So it's like, yeah, AMC could come up, overrun the weekly 200 a little bit, hit the top of this channel like $93-$100, and then like come back down, and then maybe build structure or do something else. So that's like a possibility. So hopefully like when MOAS happens, I'll be like live streaming or something, and we can look at this stuff. But let's look at GME's macro stuff. We can take that off the chart. So yeah, these are GME's macro channels, as you can see. So yeah, purple channel, time the bottom there, and then the yellow channels time the top there perfectly. So I was kind of looking at it, and I was thinking, okay, well, if you kind of want to look at it as like some kind of bull flag pattern, here you actually you're able to come up 2 channels, but then with the purple channels you come up to 4 channels to the upside. So if we go 4 purple channels, that'll take you here. But then if you come up 2 yellow channels like before, you come up 1, 2, which is the same area, and you top out around $800 to $1,000. And that's kind of like, so that would be GME part 2. kind of topping out at this channel, which is actually the same channel that you topped out at originally. So you would actually just top out the same channel as last time. And so that could be a possible top that we kind of talked about. I mean, that's just kind of an estimate. I mean, I don't want to make up these like really crazy price targets because it's not guaranteed at all. And I know a lot of people are expecting I mean, back in 2021, you know, I saw people that were like making memes and shit, like posting like AMC was gonna go to $1 million, like the floor is infinite. It's not. It's like it's really not. It's not, and it's not how price action. It's not how price action works to begin with. I mean, you look at like short squeezes too. It's, I mean you can see examples of like really volatile price action, but at the same time, it's like it's has to build structure. It can't just straight up shoot through these levels like butter. Like, you gotta think. You tell me that there's no sell walls, there's no sell orders sitting in the let's say $500. I guarantee you people are selling at $500. I guarantee you there's huge sell orders at those levels. I'm not saying you can't reach those levels. It's 100% possible, and I think you could go all the way up to 800, 1,000, maybe even more. But you will see some crazy freaking price action. Like, people think this, like, it's just gonna be God candle to a freaking $1 million. That's not. It's just from $20. It's not how price action works. Like, I'm sorry. Like, you cannot go from $20 to freaking $10,000 from one candle or some shit like it. You have to build structure. Now it may be quick structure, right? You're not gonna like sit there for like weeks, but you do kind of have to build structure before you can go higher. But like, be humble with your price estimates, like we just did on AMC. Be humble with your price estimates on GME. I think you can go all the way to $800, and I think it is 100% possible. And if we go to maybe this chart, and let's see if it's here. Yeah, so this is our Elliott wave stuff. I mean, very simple Elliott wave stuff here. I mean, nothing complicated here. So you would have, so this is our 1-2, so you have a 1-2. Third wave would be your explosive wave up to the 3.61 extension, like 200. Possibly, I mean, you could have a deeper retrace to maybe $100, but I mean, typically wave 4 would be like a shorter retrace. So maybe a retrace like 135, and then fifth wave would be the same length as your initial one wave up. So I mean, this is just kind of basic kind of price targets. Like, if you have a 5-wave move to the upside, which I think you actually had a 5-wave move up in GME as well for the initial run up. But let's just say you get a 5 move. I mean, that puts you back at that $800 target, and the top of this channel. So the top of this channel actually lines up with the other chart that we're just looking at, with the price targets as well. So I mean, you can use a lot of different things to have kind of correlation and confidence in your price targets. But at the end of the day, like, no one knows what it's gonna do, and that's just a fact. I mean, you gotta have a system of selling, and you have to have humble price targets. And it's like, why am I going over all this shit? Because you guys watch like copium YouTube videos that are like, this shit's going to $1 million, you know, whatever. Maybe it does. Hey, maybe it freaking does. But I mean, you don't want to be that guy who kept holding AMC. You don't want to be that guy who kept holding GME, and then 3 years later, you know, and nothing's happened. So, like, you don't want to be that guy again, because you're going to have one chance at this and that's it. You're not going to have another chance. So, I mean, that's just it. That's pretty much the whole video. Micro stuff, same thing. We went over, like, macro targets that you can kind of have. So, yeah, I mean, we kind of covered everything. And, yeah, I mean, if you're still watching the video and you're new to the channel, make sure to join the Discord. The link is going to be in the comments and my bio, description, everything like that. But, yeah, we have a fun little community in there. So, yeah, we do, like, kind of call-outs. We do technical analysis, and we have a lot of fun. So we'd love to have you in there. So, make sure to check that out. And, peace out, guys.